8:47 on a Friday here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Sam Webb here. On the other side is Josh Zinke, and Jay-Z. I can officially call you Jay-Z now because you got it done. I was a little concerned. You know, your job was to get Trey. So, man, yesterday you told me you were going to get Trey. You didn't get it done. You were going to lose that Jay-Z tag, but you got it back. You know how you got it back? You got Trey. You got Trey on the line and joining us right now, folks, here on the Michigan Insider. Live inside the Suburban Chevrolet Make the Choice studios is former Michigan standout and now a standout for the Utah Jazz, Trey Burke. Trey, how you doing this morning?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Glad you could join us. Glad you're getting up really, really early with us out there in Vegas, man. So we appreciate it. Before we get into talking about you and your first season and everything that's going on with you on the court, let's talk about your camps, man. Tell people about the camps you're going to have going on back here in Michigan.
Yeah, we got basketball camp, man. It's going to be in the Ann Arbor area on the 7th and 8th at Huron High School. And we'll be working with the kids, man, doing a lot of fundamental stuff and drills and, you know, really energizing them and getting them focused on basketball and some of the things that they like to do. And then also in the West Bloomfield area on the 9th and the 10th, we'll be doing some camps too. 2-day camps, Saturday and a Sunday there, also working on their fundamentals basketball and, you know, just working with the kids, man. Something we really want to do is come and give back and work with the kids and do these type of things. So we're excited about it.
Good stuff, Trey. So how can, if, you know, parents out there, kids out there, they want to get signed up, where can they go to do that and how much does it cost?
They can go to www.treyburkebasketballcamp.com. The camp cost is $175 for 2 days. We've actually reduced the cost to make it more effective for kids to get signed up and parents to afford it. Or they can call this phone number for more information. That's 248-820-1919.
And don't worry if you missed it, folks. We will recap that information again before we let Trey go. An opportunity for kids to go out there and get some fundamental work. And an opportunity to work with you, Trey, I'm sure is always the case, man. When you guys come to town and you put on the camp, you're able to get some other guys to, you know, to come out and work with the kids. Who are some of the other guys maybe will be working at the camp with you?
Man, we've actually reached out to, you know, some of my former teammates, man, some of my friends, man, Nick Stauskas and Glenn Robinson, Tim Hardaway. So we've reached out to these guys, Mitch McGarry. So we're anticipating that they'll show up and participate and be a part of it, man. Some of my Michigan teammates are actually still there at the university, should be working the camp also. So it's going to be an exciting time, man. I'm really excited about it, getting back to the community of Ann Arbor. You know, that's my second home for me. You know, I love Ann Arbor and the University of Michigan. So I'm really excited about coming back and working with the kids in that area. So it's just going to be a great opportunity, man, for the kids. And then me, too, man, coming back and working with my fans and the kids and who support me.
Absolutely. And going to be happy to see you back. We're definitely going to make it over there and see you work with the kids. I got to have you reflect for a minute, Trey. Go back to your second year. Prior to your second year, and the young guys come in, Mitch and Glenn and Trey, and I kind of went over this with the coaches and said, did you kind of sense, did you kind of feel going through workouts, going through open gyms and workouts, that, man, we got a little something special here? Could you see it as soon as those guys got there that it was something special on the horizon?
Man, I mean, I think we felt it as a group, man. You know, the work we had been putting in up until that point, and then with the new guy coming in and the work they were putting in, you could see the chemistry and the teamwork definitely building. So I think we knew we were on the verge of something. And as the season went and as we grew, you could definitely see that we were going to get to a place that Michigan hadn't been in a while. So it was a great feeling, and it was something that, you know, is a tribute to the whole team and the coaching staff and the work that we put in.
Yeah, a tribute to them, a tribute to you guys collectively, but you don't find anyone that disagrees with me when I say that was your team. I kind of want to take you back a little bit before that. I remember there was an AAU tournament I went to. I want to say it was maybe the summer or the spring between your sophomore and junior year, and you guys were playing against Indiana Elite. And, man, you had a great first half, really stuck it to them, gave it to them, and then they came back in the second half, and they kind of got you guys. And, man, you were upset. You were irate even. And I remember thinking, man, you know, yeah, he's a great player. And then, you know, once he gets control of that emotional piece, he's going to be an even better player. Man, I saw you 2 years later, and it was a totally different thing. Was that just a maturation process? Was that your dad? Was that your coaches? What was the difference between Trey at that point and the Trey that we saw that helped lead Michigan all the way to the title game?
I think it's a combination of all the things that you mentioned, man, just a maturation process of growing and maturing, and then my coaches and my dad and people around me, man, just helping me develop into a better person as far as understanding the mental aspect of the game and getting better mentally and understanding, man, how to control those emotions and don't let the emotions get the best of you in moments like that.
Well, you became a master of that because there was no question, Trey, that there were many games that we saw that we could kind of assume that there was a little chip on your shoulder. You go against Aaron Kraft. We assumed there was a little chip on your shoulder, but you didn't see it. We never saw it come out, outwardly. We never saw signs of that. I wonder last year when you match up with the Pistons, man, was there just a little bit of chip on your shoulder when you matched up with the Detroit Pistons?
Man, it was. I thought, that pick would have been me. But at the end of the day, I'm happy where I'm at. I mean, Utah's great, man, and I love what we're doing out here. But, you got to play the game with a chip on your shoulder, man. You got to always stay motivated, man, if you want to be great and be the best that you can be. So you got to use little things to motivate you, and sometimes those little things can be something like somebody passing up on you. So
right.
It's all something that I use as motivation for me, and I just find little things that's going to motivate me and make me better and push me to that next level.
We're talking to Trey Burke this morning here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. So you go in, man, and to me, it looked like Trey in college. You went out there and did your thing. I know it wasn't as easy as it looked, though. What was the toughest adjustment for you first year in the NBA?
Just, man, the traveling, all of the traveling, and the adjustment to how many games you play. Then the speed of the game is totally different. So it's an adjustment, man. The mental, the understanding of the game, and the different adjustments you got to make. So it's all an adjustment. You got to just prepare yourself, man. Do your due diligence, do your work. And the better you prepare yourself, the easier the game becomes.
So give me an idea of what it's going to look like in Utah now. Obviously, Trey, you had an outstanding rookie season, but you guys got a number of guys that can get it done with the ball in their hands. You got Gordon Hayward, who you guys just went after with great vigor and rewarding him. You got Alec Burks, who can really do some things, and then you draft Dante Exum. So what do they say is the plan for you guys offensively next year and moving into the future?
Well, I mean, it's great to have guys who can do multiple things. I mean, I think that's one of the things that helps benefit us when we got all these guys that can do multiple things, that can handle the ball and be effective out on the wing. So, man, I mean, we really want to try to use everybody's skill set to the maximum and put them in the best position to succeed. So I think we'll look to, get up and down and do some things with the young group of guys that we do have. And I just think that we have the talent that's needed. We just got to come together, bond, gel, and do the little things, man, and be a complete team.
All right, and the last one I'll ask you before we talk about the camp in closing, Trey, is every guy on that championship run, that team that you guys took to the title game, every guy on that started on that team just got drafted. 4 first-round picks and a second-round pick. I'm curious for a second. We saw how Tim transitioned. Talk to me about what you think we're going to see from Mitch, Glenn, and Nick now that they're about to begin their NBA careers.
Well, I think, man, they'll have great success, man. I really do, man. I think it's, those guys have the tools, first of all, to be successful. I think they got the understanding and the work ethic. And then I think we come from a great program in the University of Michigan and great coaching from Coach Beeline and what he's instilled in us and given us a great understanding of the game. So I think those guys will go and have great success, man. I'm rooting for them. I'll be watching them. And I just look for them to be very successful.
Yeah, man, Mitch especially looked like he went into an unbelievable situation down there in OKC. Have you talked to your guy, Karis LeVert, recently?
I mean, it's been a little bit of a minute, man, but I'm definitely going to probably hook up with him once I get there for camp and everything, man. Just been going hard with summer league and workouts and stuff. So I'll definitely hook up and we'll talk a little more, man, and be able to do some things, man. So
did he ever get you in one-on-one when you were here, when you were still back here?
Man, they can't get me, fast.
That's what I expected. All right, so Trey, one more time, tell us about the camps, when they will be, where they will be, how much they will cost, how people can get signed up.
Okay, we had the camps on August 7th and 8th at Ann Arbor Huron High School. The cost is $175 for 2 days. We also have a camp at West Bloomfield High School August 9th and 10th. The cost for that is $175. You can go to www.treyburkebasketballcamp.com to register, or you can call 248-820-1919 for more information about the camps.
All right, good stuff, Trey. Before we let you go, I gotta ask you doing any more modeling, man? We had a whole show on that last spread you did. You doing any more modeling out there?
Man, right now, man, I'm all NBA right now.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, Trey, we will see you when you come back to town, man. It'll be great to catch up with you, and glad you could spend some time with us this morning.
All right, thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Trey Burke waking up extra early in the morning as he is out in Vegas. He's going to have his camps, one back here in town in Ann Arbor, another one in West Bloomfield. What we'll do is we'll tweet a link to his basketball camp site. So if any of you want to sign up your kids, or any of you kids out there, you talk to your parents and you want to tell them to sign you up, you'll be able to get that information over there. So great to catch up with Trey. And he said, yeah, they never got me. They never got me. That's not how Karras told it. He said he got him at least once. But not according to Trey. One of the very first experiences I had watching Trey Burke was that game that I talked to him about. And when I say he was irate after losing that game, inconsolable. I mean, and his dad was one of the coaches. And when I saw him going off on Benji, I was like, man, I don't know, if great player, but the mental piece of it is going to be a hurdle. And to his credit, I mean, you never would have known, even freshman Trey Burke, you never would have known that not that long before that, he was a guy that, had to work on containing that piece on the floor, that fiery competitiveness that when we saw him at Michigan, it was just the dog you saw in his game, the refusal to go down, the ability to go out and hit a 30-footer to send the game to overtime. It manifested itself in different ways once he got to college than it did a little earlier in his high school career. And that's a credit to his maturation and the people around him, because a lot of guys stay in that lane, stay that way. Just can't control their emotions and always can't control their emotions. But that wasn't and isn't Trey Burke. And it will be interesting to see how things work out in Utah. Maybe they play Trey off the ball a lot more now because you got another guy that can create for others in Dante Exum. And they do that with Gordon Hayward some, and they just gave him a ton of money. And Alec Burks was a lottery pick. A combo guard that was a lottery pick. So they do have a lot of guys that can handle the ball out there in Utah. Too bad that the Pistons couldn't have taken one off their hands last year, but I digress. It's 9:01 on a Friday. We got to get to a break. When we come back on the other side, we will catch up with John U. Bacon, and we will revisit the topic of the morning, fireworks. Is it about fireworks? And I did get a message during the break. Let me get this in real quick, Jay-Z, that came from Fred, who called in, the fireworks guy, and we were talking about the cost, and he couldn't give us an exact cost of the fireworks, and he said, right. and he sent the message in, and he said, look, money is not the issue here. The Big Chill was underwritten by an outside entity. I'm assuming that would be the case again. So his deal is this is not my deal was that it wasn't a money issue from the standpoint of the negligible impact on ticket prices. Even if he said they spend like $30,000 on a public display, out in the open, even if you magnify that by 10, you're talking about what, $300,000? And compared to the total cost of tickets throughout the season, how much does that really impact things? And again, I don't know if that's a reasonable estimate or not. But even if it's more than that, how much impact would that really have on the cost of a ticket? Would it be more the symbolism of them spending money on fireworks. But according to Fred, hell, when it was the big chill, they didn't spend the money on that. It was underwritten by an outside entity. So another thing to consider. We'll get into that with John U. Bacon coming up on the other side. Was it just about fireworks, or are the implications much broader than that? So we'll get with Bakes on that, get to more of your phone calls, emails, and tweets as well. We'll return here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, Ann Arbor, a Cumulus station.